All right. So a lot of people have been asking about Facebook ads and how to use Facebook to reach your community for church and getting visitors to church. Personally, I'm not a Facebook expert, but I have used Facebook for internet marketing to a certain degree, and I think some of the stuff here that I'm going to share with you, I think will help. Something that's important to know right off the bat is that typically on a Facebook page, usually any post that you make, only about 1 to 10% of the people who like or follow your page are actually going to see your posts. That's without any shares or any other publicity on that. That's just straight, raw, organic, as is posts. So this is why it's really important that you share really good content on your page, share things that people can relate to so that they'll hopefully take that post, like it, and then share it themselves. So good posts, you need to share or post shareable, relevant content, stuff that people can relate to, things that people can look at and say, you know what, that's totally me. I totally get that. This really means a lot to me, and I want to either share that myself. This is my page here, Apostolic Torch Conference. And one thing that we did when we first started with this was we built a small sharing team because we wanted to get the word out there that we were doing Apostolic Torch Conference. And we had, I don't know, probably about 5 or 6 different people on this team who were actually sharing our content. And I'm going to try to specifically, I mean, that was their specific job, was to share content when we made a post. That way, our ads would be 100% organic and free, and we were able to reach literally thousands of people just using that method. And I had a picture here. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. Here it is right here. So with our sharing team, I mean, this page was basically brand new. We didn't really have a whole lot on it at that particular time. I had already preloaded, a bunch of content into it, but we hadn't really advertised it a whole lot. Most people didn't really know that it existed. But once we finally hit our launch date and we launched it out there, this is the kind of numbers we were able to reach just from people sharing our stuff. And this was just our first week. So we were able to reach over 10,000 people um, just starting out. So shares are make a huge difference when you're sharing your content. The other thing too is if you want to try reaching your community with Facebook, is doing starting local community pages, or not necessarily pages, but local community groups. You're probably all part of a sale or swap group, but you can actually start a community page, and seems to work really well, especially for smaller communities. So like here's a Boone, Iowa community page. This is probably one of the most successful pages I have ever seen anywhere, or groups anywhere. And it is run by this lady here named Jennifer Hansen. And when I first joined, I think this was about a year ago, and there was a 900, 800, 900 people in it, something like that. Now there's over 4,000 people in this group, and this is an extremely active group. People are coming in here all the time, sharing their concerns, asking questions. And what's really cool about this, she did this for ministry purposes. She went in here, she created a group, basically said, we can talk about anything community related. And if you wanted to, you could go here and you could read all of her rules and regulations here for the group. But basically, she just opened it up and said, we can talk about whatever we want as long as it's community related. And when it comes to Sundays, she throws out the church and says, you know what? We're doing a special deal today at our church. Come and hang out with us for the afternoon or whatever. And so I think that is really cool. But the key to this, though, is for building a name for yourself as a leader in the community. She's extremely active in this group. She moderates this group daily. I don't want to say on an hour-to-hour basis, but she is in this group. This is like her little home where she is very active in the group. And so that is extremely important. By positioning yourself in a community like this, it sets yourself up as a leader. And so, like even this Maple Ridge Farms, that's a local community a business. If you can connect with business leaders and say, let's build this small community page and we're going to advertise your businesses in there, that builds rapport with the businesses because to them it's free advertising. You got 4,000 people that are in that group that are all in that community. I mean, there's just really powerful stuff here. So if that's another way get your name out there and connect with other people when you're in there. Another way to reach your community is to reach the leadership of your community. So use Facebook not just as a way to share your own life or to share things that interest you, but also to connect with others. So literally, if you go, for example, if I'm here at Boone, Iowa, I went and I connected with Jennifer Hansen on Facebook and sent her a friend request. She accepted the friend request, and I just kind of eased into a quote unquote online relationship with her and her husband and the family by liking her posts, commenting every once in a while. That way, she sees my name, she sees who I am, and then the stuff that I post comes up in her news feed. The stuff that she posts comes up in my news feed, and automatically an online relationship starts to start. And so you can do that with other business owners, business leaders, political leaders in your community, and do the same thing. We all have personal lives. And so if you can interact with people on a personal basis like this, it starts to build rapport. And then when you post things that are in groups that they happen to be in the same group in, that comes up in their notifications in their news feed. And also, if you're posting things just on your personal Facebook page, about church or whatever, they see all of that. So, positioning yourself as a leader in your community through Facebook groups is amazing.